Have you ever had a post blow up? Tons of likes, tons of saves, comments saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But then you check your sales and nothing changed. What if the very content feeding your ego is killing your sales? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Sold Out Sales School. I'm Trish Ware, seven-figure founder who built an audience of over 750,000 through connection. I help female entrepreneurs become known and sell out their offers through live micro experiences. And today, it might just sting a little because if your content is getting engagement but not getting buyers, your content is not converting. And it's not because of the algorithm. It's not because your hooks aren't strong. It's not because you need to post more. It's because you are speaking generally instead of specifically, and confused people do not buy. Engagement does not equal clarity, and clarity is what creates sales. General content gets you likes. It gets you what I call the vanity metrics. Specific content gets buyers. But specific content does not get all the numbers. So a lot of times when you are hitting the nail on the head and posting specifically, you're like, oh man, that didn't work. So here's what I see happens. You start posting what I call specific content and your vanity metrics tank. Things like when you post, this is for moms, or hey mom, you're made for more. It feels good and it applies to a lot of moms, but it doesn't challenge a specific mom. However, when you post, hey, mom of a newborn baby, or hey, mom of that 2 to 3 year old toddler, someone feels seen. And when a woman feels seen, she buys. So many of you guys are creating content that is easy to agree with, like in a general way, like it goes viral with a lot of different people. But when you begin to dial in and create content that is specific, it becomes impossible to ignore. And I've seen this firsthand. So let me tell you about one of my She Rises clients. She came to me almost 100,000 followers and she had engagement. She had an audience. They love her. She had credibility, but she was not making money online. She had an in-person practice that was generating revenue. However, online, crickets. Her content was good. It was fun and it went viral, but it wasn't selling an offer. It was speaking pretty broadly, not specifically. She already had an idea for her online course. She cinched it up because she's an action taker. Most of my She Rises clients, like they don't sit around, they take action. She finished it and we launched it before she felt like she was possibly ready. And we created a bridge to it. She had been posting for visibility, not conversion. So we shifted one thing. We stopped optimizing for vanity metrics and we optimized for sales. We created her system in the back end, all of that, tightened up the one problem. She refined the offer and she launched it. Every post that she created had direction. Every piece of content moved towards this offer. She had a high 5-figure launch, not because she grew her audience, but because she changed her positioning. And once she focused on sales instead of applause, everything changed. Then we went on to even increase the cost of her in-person and her travel offers, and she's killing it. So I want to ask you, if I went to your last 10 posts right now, would I know exactly who you help? Would I know the one problem you solve? And would I see why you're different? Or what did I see? A little mindset, a little inspiration, a little education, a little trending audio, scattered content because you're following all these different gurus. Scattered content creates scattered buyers. You don't need more content. You need better, more directional content. And that direction starts with your BFE, your best fan ever. One woman, one word, one problem. If she can't tell you're talking to her, she's going to scrolling on. So let me give you a personal example. Back when Reels first came out, yes, I am OG. I did IGTVs. I had around 100,000 followers. Reels were incredible for your ego. Views were high, reach was insane, followers were climbing, and I leaned into it, but something was not matching up. The Reels were growing my visibility, but they weren't selling my offers. Meanwhile, my sweet little carousels and my static posts that I've always been doing, my direct sales messaging that I had perfected, that was what was converting. But I kept leaning into the Reels because it felt good. I'm like, yes, I'm going viral. They were positioning me for virality, which, there is a value to that, but not for sales. So I had to make a decision decision. Was I building for views or was I building for revenue? So I let go of the ego hit. I stopped optimizing for viral and started optimizing for, does this sell my offer? And that's when I started seeing consistent sales from my feed, my stories, my lives, my 5-day Fearless Birth micro experience. Not because I grew faster, but because I got specific, because I stopped chasing like clapping applause and I started building demand. The deeper issue here is you're describing the topic, not the situation. So for me, the topic might be Instagram growth. The situation is she's posting daily and she's starting to wonder if she's embarrassing herself, or the topic could be breastfeeding tips. The situation is she's crying at 2 a.m. because her nipples are bleeding. She feels like her body is failing her baby. People don't buy topics, they buy relief. And relief only happens when you can describe their reality better than they can. I tell my clients all the time, you need to know your BFE better than she does. The other thing that we do inside the mastermind is we run our content through SPIN: situation, problem, implication, and then needs payoff. Okay. So the situation, what is actually happening in her life? The problem is what's frustrating her right now. The implication is what happens if it doesn't change. And the end for need payoff is what does she actually want instead? Most of your content stops at the situation. Some of it hits the problem. Almost none drives the implication. Implication creates urgency, and urgency drives buying. Inspiration alone does not. Now, we do teach 3 types of content inside the Content Mastery Mastermind, including inspirational, emotional, but we tie it in with our offer. If your content isn't converting, you're probably selling a vitamin. Go and listen to the episode about a pain pill offer. A vitamin offer is helpful, nice, savable, but it's not urgent. Pain pills convert. They need it. They need to take it now. Vitamins get saved and bookmarked. If someone can live without your offer, they will. Your content should make them see that staying where they're at is uncomfortable. It needs to be very clear. Now, here's the problem. The more specific you get, the lower your numbers will be. And it feels like you're excluding people, you're shrinking your audience, you'll be too much. But staying broad shrinks your income. I've never seen someone fail because they got too specific. Now, your numbers will decrease, then increase, but it takes time and it builds a foundation. I have seen so many people fail because they're speaking to everyone. When you speak to everyone, you speak to no one and you convert no one. If this episode feels slightly exposing, I'm really glad because clarity is confronting. And inside the Sold Out Offer Challenge, we audit this in real time. We tighten your BFE, we refine your message, we turn your content into actual sales conversations, and we build the bridge to your offer. Inside the mastermind, we dig deeper, we track the data, we refine based on proof, we optimize your positioning because guessing costs you so much money. And most of you are guessing with your messaging. So here's your assignment. Go back, look at your last 5 posts. Ask yourself, is this building ego, vanity metrics, or is this building demand? Is this a topic or a lived situation? Is this for applause or is this for revenue? Because likes feel good, but a high 5-figure launch, that feels so much better. If you're ready to stop getting applause and start getting paid, apply to work with me at trishwarecoaching.com/apply or join the next Sold Out Offer Challenge and let's close the gap. Action takers are moneymakers. Okay, that is your cosmic slap on the booty, babe, because action takers are moneymakers. You're the magic. Don't forget it. It's all about you. As always, hit subscribe, write a review, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.